Hey everybody, welcome to the Golf News Podcast. I'm Joe Calabro, co-founder of Golf News RI. Hope everyone's having a great day, great Thursday. And hey, the good thing is tomorrow's Friday, then there's a long weekend. So thanks, good job everyone making it through the week. With me, of course, is Rich Capaldi. He took last week off for what he's calling a headache. That's debatable. But anyway, he's calling it a headache, so he took last week off, and he's back this week. Rich, how you doing today, buddy boy? Congrats on the big win today.
Yeah. I finally broke 90 today, which was great. But what was even better I did beat you, albeit by one. But yeah, it was another good day, nice day off, and looking forward to more golf.
Absolutely, you did beat me today, so congrats on that. You avoided an epic pants crapping on the 18th hole, barely. I wasn't much better on the 18th hole, so we both avoided a pant. Well, sort of. Anyways, enough about us. No one cares about our golf round except for us. So we lost to get to today. A big PGA Tour segment coming up with the Tour Championship starting tomorrow, and all kinds of things going on. We have a big local segment as well, but a big PGA Tour segment coming up, and I know Rich is excited about that. First of all, the biggest news of the day was that the biggest news of the week, rather, was Weekapaug Golf Course in Westerly, which, to be honest, I haven't heard of it before. I'm not going to lie. But they're a 9-hole golf course in Westerly, and they were ranked by Golf.com as one of the top 50 9-hole golf courses in the U.S. Not in New England, not in the country. I mean, sorry, in top 50 9-hole golf courses in the world. Did I mess that up or what? Holy crap. Anyway, top 50  9-hole golf courses in the world in Little Westerly, Rhode Island. They're ranked number 28th overall. I think number 29 was somewhere in Japan. But a huge honor for them. And we're looking to get there within the next couple of weeks or so. That'd be pretty cool to play at that place. As I think I put on Facebook on my personal page, if it's anything like what the pictures on the website show, that'd be pretty good. About Weekapaug Golf Course, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sure I'm not, but anyway, a wonderful Sunday night course where you can knock it around with a few buddies and have a fun casual game. The wind can really blow, and the bunkering, fairway width, and short grass options around the greens make it really interesting and overall fun. The grassing lines are simple yet sophisticated, and I love the low-key vibe of the place. So that is what Golf.com wrote about Weekapaug Golf Course. The golf course was designed by Phil Wogan in 1967. So that was the big news of the week locally. And Rich, I know me and you talked about potentially playing there within the next couple of weeks, but a pretty cool honor for golf, little 9-hole golf course in Westerly.
Yeah, I've heard of it before. Obviously, never played it. That's quite the honor for a little, like you said, little old Westerly. But yeah, we're gonna try and get in contact with them and see if they'll have us down. Possibly maybe do a live from, like, on location from there maybe in the next week or two. But yeah, it should be fun.
Absolutely. So that came out this week. There were a few Massachusetts courses on the list, including Whitensville, which is a relatively well-known 9-hole course in Massachusetts. They also made the list. I think they were in the top 5 or something along those lines. So a pretty big thing for those courses as well. The next thing on my list as we cruise right along here, because I know we're anxious to get to the PGA Tour. And I do, when we get to the PGA Tour segment, I do actually have a question for everybody. I might put it up as a poll either later tonight or tomorrow. It comes from Rich's boy, Kevin Kisner. I don't know if he already knows what I'm going to ask, but Kevin Kisner said something today in his press conference that I thought was interesting. And we will bring that up in just a few minutes. So stay tuned for that. It's a legitimate question. It's not a trick question. It's a legitimate question. But that's coming up in just a few minutes. So the other big story of the week was the Rhode Island Mid Amateur. That was this week at at Warwick Country Club. We covered that. That was Tuesday, Wednesday, and that was won by Rhode Island Golf legend, if you want to call him that, Bobby Leopold. He won an epic 3-hole playoff against Billy Forcier and Austin Seeley. And so the win was his 5th mid-amateur win. He's also got a couple of RI amateur wins, and so a big win this weekend for Bobby Leopold over at Warwick Country Club. Obviously, Tuesday they had terrific weather, and then obviously Wednesday was a mess for all of us, but especially for them down in Warwick. So congrats to Bobby Leopold. Billy Forcier actually led the tournament by 1 stroke after the first round. So congrats to Bobby Leopold on that. And that was Tuesday and Wednesday this week. That was the last major of the season for state, as far as state tournaments go. So Bobby Leopold closed it out. He's obviously had a great amateur career, especially in Rhode Island, but certainly all over the country. And he closed out 2020 with a big win for himself. And obviously he was a contender at the RI amateur. He lost to I think he lost to Jamie Lukowitz in the semifinals. So he was right there. Lukowitz also was right there in this tournament, and he's currently the favorite to win RI Player of the Year. And those results are coming in a few days, a couple of weeks or so. So that is the big Rhode Island news. Another cool thing that I want Rich to touch on real quick is because we're pretty sure that we're going to be playing in it coming up in October over at King's Crossing. King's Crossing is turning their entire course. Obviously, King's Crossing is a 9-hole course in North Kingstown, but they're turning their entire course into a par three course, and they're hosting a tournament to benefit charities, including the Dana-Farber Cancer Center. And Rich, I don't know if you just wanted to talk about that for a few minutes. Pretty cool thing over at the King. And like I said, the plan is, which I don't know why it would change, but the plan is right now is that we'll be playing and we'll have tons of content out of that on that particular day. But just if you want to just hit on that real quick for the people.
Yeah. So what they're doing is obviously he touched on the charity part of it, but yeah, they're turning the 9-hole course into an 18-hole par 3 tournament. They're going to take. They're going to put some on the front with the whites, blue on the back. They're going to set every single hole up as a par 3, which is kind of crazy given the fact that that course has a lot of trouble on it, whether it be woods or whatever, what have you. So it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, me and Joe are going to team up together against my dad and his partner, and it should be a great trash talking event. But yeah, October 3rd at the King. I'm pretty sure anybody can sign up. If you go on King's Crossing's website, kingscrossing.com, they'll have more information available, and we can also share the flyer as well.
Yeah, we have an article up about it on the website. I'm sure people can also reach out to Peter Walsh, the pro at King's Crossing, who obviously writes for us. I'm sure he'd be willing to help people out as well. So yeah, that's coming up October 3rd. It's a Saturday. We will do some social media for it. We will obviously want to play in it, try to win it. It's a $25,000 hole-in-one prize. So we may need that. We may need to get a hole-in-one for the Golf News RI Fund. So yes, we're going to do tons of social media for it. We'll do social media on the course as well while we're playing and have some fun. We have to figure out the stipulations for our match with your dad. Maybe play for a few bucks, more than a few bucks, whatever it is. So we'll release some of those details as well. Have some fun with it. Get the people interested. October, kind of the end of the season, but hopefully we'll have good weather. And I think King's Crossing could set up as a tough par 3. I mean, we were just talking about this today. Like you wonder where they're going to put some of the tees and what some of these holes are going to look like, because King's Crossing is a tricky little course. And it'd be interesting to see what it looks like as a par 3, some of the pin placements. So that's coming up on October 3rd. It's a Saturday. And again, that's all going to charity, the Dana-Farber Cancer Center, and other things. Mario Martone says he'll make himself available for 9. I'm assuming that he's talking about the Weekapog round, so perhaps we will invite him.
Battle golf.
Battle golf. Hey, could be interesting. Could be interesting. That'd be consideration. And thanks to Mario for watching. Also, thanks to Caitlin Allen for watching from downstairs, and my mother for watching.
Just gonna say from the other room.
From the other room, and my mother from watching from parts unknown. She's either at home or at Kirkbride. Lord knows where she is. So thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks to everybody for all your support throughout the year, throughout the summer. We are going to keep going throughout the winter. Perhaps we'll take a week or two off here or there, mostly after the Masters. But we are going to keep going throughout the winter with all your PGA Tour content, any local content, and we'll come up with some other cool features as well. But we will be going on throughout the winter. Like I said, maybe take a week or two off here to regroup after the Masters in November. But other than that, we're pretty much going straight through the winter. So everybody stick with us, and we'll have some cool stuff. One last note. By the way, Steve, thank you for watching. Just joined on. And your dad just joined on. Rick Capali, thanks for watching. Your son was just trash talking you, and you have to watch the replay to see what he had to say.
Yeah.
Because we're not going back over it. So anyway, one other quick note, because we do have a full list of PGA Tour things to get to, and I do have that question that I want to ask people. It's a legitimate question, and that's coming up in just a few minutes. But one quick thing I want to just make note of, because we put it up today on the website on Golf News RI. As we reported, Triggs Memorial has canceled its 2-day member guest that was originally scheduled for September 18th and 19th. Instead, it will be replaced by a 2-day member, and that member is on the same dates. For those interested in signing up, you can do so in the Pro Shop or email Carl Augustine. So just a quick note there on Triggs, they canceled their member guest. I'm not sure if it's due to lack of participation or because of coronavirus. It could be either one or both. So that is just a quick note on that. So that's kind of covers the local stuff. Obviously, as the season kind of wears on here, the local stuff is going to get a little bit less and a little bit less. So we're going to have more and more PGA Tour stuff to get to, and that kind of starts today. Now, I have this question. Now, this is not, I didn't just make this up. Well, I made up the question, but I didn't just make up the content of it. Rich's boy, Kevin Kisner. Now, do you know what I'm going to say? Did you see his press conference? Did you see his? Did you see the question? It was posted on Twitter. All right, it was posted on Twitter. No. He said in his press conference today, obviously getting ready for East Lake in the Tour Championship, which we're going to get into. And Rich has a full betting segment coming up as well. Anyways, so Kevin Kisner today in his press conference, or it might have been in a side interview. Either way, it was posted on Twitter. The audio of it was posted on Twitter, and he said he was asked today that for a 12 handicap to beat him, or have a chance to beat him this week at East Lake in a 4-round tournament, or a 4-round match, whatever you want to call it. He was asked how many shots he would have to give this 12 handicap. Do you know what his answer was? Why don't you take a guess? What do you think he said?
I don't even know. A 12? Oh, I don't even know. I couldn't even begin to. I don't even remember.
So he said,
I couldn't even begin to think.
Said, so here's the answer. This is what he said, and I'll tell you, and I'll even tell you how he got to it if you're curious, because I was curious how he got to it. But he explained how he got to it. So, kudos to him. He didn't just make it up. He said he would have to give a 12 handicap in a 4-round tournament. This is not just 1 round. In 4 rounds, he'd have to give a 12 handicap, 68 shots.
Wow.
Now, how he got to it. He explained how he got to it. So again, whether he's right or wrong, this is how he got to it. So to be fair, he said he is a +5 handicap right now, right? Mario Martone says 100. Nope, not 100. 68. He says he's a +5 handicap right now.
Huh?
So 12 plus 5 is 17. 17 times 4 for 4 rounds is 68. So you'd get approximately 17 shots around as a 12 handicap playing against Kevin Kisner at East Lake. So my question is, do you have a chance? He's a +5 handicap. 12 plus 5 is 68. 12 plus 5 is 17, right? 17 times 4 is 16.
Well, that all makes a difference, though. It all makes a difference where the 12 is playing from. If he's playing from the tips, he's got no shot. Like Mario said, he just said if he was playing from the tips.
They didn't specify. They didn't specify in the interview. He just said
I'm saying even with
question.
17 shots, a 12 won't be a PGA Pro. A 17 won't be a PGA Pro. I don't think. You'd have to probably be under you'd probably have to be a single digit.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have a chance. Like you said, you can break it down, but 68 shots for 4 rounds. Maybe you could at least keep it relatively close. They didn't specify the tees and all that other stuff. They just, it was a press conference. They just asked him a generic question.
Kisner's putting is out of this world. He is so accurate on the greens, it's not even funny. I just don't see it. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was interesting. That's funny. A segment, and like I said, I don't believe he specified from the tips or from wherever they were, whatever they was doing. They just asked him a general question: if what it would take for a 12 handicap to beat him, or possibly beat him at East Lake this week. And he said 68 shots, which sounds like a lot, but then, like you said, when you break it down, 17 shots a round, it's not. It doesn't seem that. Doesn't seem that tired. Doesn't seem that bad. But that was just the.
No, I still don't think there's no way.
Yeah. That was just the question. I just thought it was a good way to get off the PGA Tour segment. And I know Kevin Kisner is your boy, so I figured I would bring that point.
Mario.
Thanks for watching.
I follow another. Yeah, Mario. I follow another podcast, a national podcast that actually had two. I think one of them was like a 6, and the other one was like a 10, I think, or a 9. And they said that the U.S. Open at Winged Foot this year is going to be insane. The grass is so high in the rough. The greens are like glass. They're very undulating, and because the U.S. Open is late this year, that's upstate New York. It's going to be windy probably. It's going to be chilly. It's the U.S. Open at Winged Foot's going to be crazy this year.
Absolutely. We'll have coverage of that coming up in a couple of weeks as well, so we're excited for that. Jeff Agonia, thanks for watching, and David Ray, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great night over at Kirkbride. I'm sure you're watching with at least no less than 5 people, and you've all had several drinks. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks again to everybody for tuning in. So anyway, that was my Kevin Kisner question. Like I said, they didn't really ask the specifics. I just thought it was a fascinating thing to think about. On to the next thing. We have a lot of Tour Championship stuff we want to get to real quickly. And we talked about this earlier on the golf course, Rich, but the PGA Tour released their schedule for the 2020-21 season. It includes 50 tournaments and 6 majors because they're including this year's Masters and not this year's. Well, yeah, they're including the Masters coming up in November and the U.S. Open as part of those majors. So that's where they get the extra 2 majors from. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan says it's a dream season for golf fans. So real quick, not real quickly, but relatively quickly, what are your takeaways from the schedule release? I know you looked at it and gave it some thoughts, but what are your takeaways other than the 50 tournaments, 6 majors? What are your takeaways from the schedule release? Pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun year. I like that one of the Asian stops is actually coming to Sherwood Country Club. Tiger plays well at Sherwood, so that's we got that going for us as Tiger fans. But yeah, it's going to be jam packed. One of my favorites is the Century Tournament of Champions in Hawaii. That is awesome. I love that. I love that tournament every year. And I also I like watching the Shriners as well. But yeah, it's going to be a great year. Great year next year to be a golf fan. Hopefully, we'll be able to. Actually, we can't even go. There's no tournament in Boston this year, so it's going to be the following year. So yeah, hopefully they let fans. Hopefully they have fans and people can go and enjoy it.
Yes, we actually had a separate story about it, but the Zozo Championship was moved to Sherwood Country Club. That's the tournament that Tiger won over in Japan last year to tie. I believe it was a tie Sam Snead, tie the record. So he's actually the defending champion, and obviously he plays, like you said, he plays well at Sherwood Country Club. So just to clarify that point, but obviously they released a comprehensive schedule, and that should be pretty exciting. So tomorrow, the Tour Championship begins. Tee time start at noontime. I think Golf Channel is picking up coverage right away, but you never know because there's a Golf Channel, and it feels like half the time they don't show golf. But anyway, that's neither here or there. Tour Championship tomorrow starts at noontime. Dustin Johnson opens with a 2-shot lead at 10 under par over John Rahm, and a 4-shot lead approximately over Justin Thomas and Webb Simpson. So we're going to get into the betting. I know you have a bunch of things in line for the betting, but just your general thoughts on the Tour Championship this week, what you're expecting, what you're looking forward to, maybe what you're not looking forward to. What are your general thoughts on the Tour Championship entering this week? And again, we're going to get to the betting in a few minutes, but I just want to get some analysis.
Yeah. We're going with the under format. I don't even know. I'm just calling it the under format. So DJ is going to start at 10 under. Rahm's going to start at 8. JT at 7. Webb Simpson 6. Colin Morikawa at 5. Berger at 4 under. Bryson, a couple other notables. I just gave you guys like the top 6. A couple other notables. Bryson's going to start at 4 under. Matsuyama's going to start at 4 under. Rory, Patrick Reed, and Xander Schauffele at 3 under. Tony Finau at 2, and Kevin Kisner at 1 under. I just want to give you a quick rundown about that. I like the format. I like the fact, especially with the way DJ ran away with it in Boston. He absolutely destroyed that course. I do like the format. I like giving them a little bit of a head start. I don't, like we talked today on the golf course, he's going to keep that lead. I think either Rahm or JT or even Rory. I think Rory's a sleeper this year, the sleeper this week, just given the fact, especially with his kid, he's going to have a little bit of extra energy, I think, and that's my early sleeper, but we can get into that later.
So your early sleeper is Rory. Obviously, the tournament starts at East Lake tomorrow, the home of Bobby
Plays
Jones.
well there. Plays great there.
Yeah, and he's won there before, right? Obviously, he's won the FedEx Cup before, so he's won there before. It will be different, obviously, without fans, as all these tournaments have been a little bit. As I've said many times, I actually like sports without fans. I think it's way better, and you can focus on the game. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I'm looking forward to it. I think the best part is that they're all teeing off in the afternoon because there's only 30 players, so it's all afternoon tee times, and so you'll be able to watch the whole thing basically from start to finish. Obviously, they're playing it as twosomes, and obviously they won't take any time at all to play these courses. I don't have much faith. I think you would agree, and I think we talked about this, but I don't have much faith in Dustin Johnson hanging on. I don't think he's going to end up winning it. Obviously, he's opens with a 2-shot lead, but a 2-shot lead in a 4-round tournament really doesn't mean anything, obviously. So I think John Rahm is playing so good right now. I think Justin Thomas could make a run. Webb Simpson is interesting because Webb Simpson took last week off, and it really didn't end up hurting him a ton. I think did he fall to 4th? Or 5th in the standings, something like that. He really didn't fall. Fourth. He didn't really fall all that far. And so I thought him taking the week off was kind of an interesting move, and maybe you can shed some light on it. But it didn't really hurt him as much as some people projected it might hurt him, at least from what I've read and heard.
Yeah, no, him taking the week off, he just did that because he played so good out of the gate after the coronavirus break. When they came back, I think he won what? Won twice. I think he won twice after the break. So, and he had a bunch of top 10s and a bunch of top 15s. So him taking last week off was nothing. I mean, they pros do it all the time in normal situations, obviously. But yeah, like I said, it didn't. He could take the time off and not worry about getting exposed to the. Well, he already had it, but not worried about the dangers of it being exposed again and all that stuff. So, yeah, he's a sneaky one too. He's all these guys, DJ, Rom, JT, Webb, Morikawa. These guys all Bryson. All these guys are playing insane right now. Matsuyama too. Forgot about him. They're all playing good. So it's gonna be a dice shoot through this weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Did you think going into last week? Did you think that Simpson taking the week off was going to hurt him more than it did? Now, obviously, some of it depends on other guys doing, making moves and things. So it wasn't, necessarily set in stone. But did you think it was going to hurt him more than it did?
Well, if you look at the fifth and sixth spots, Morikawa and Daniel Berger, they only won one event. So I didn't think that it was going to make much of a difference because Webb won two. So I honestly didn't think it was going to make much of a difference. It might have made a difference with a spot or two. He may be in front of JT or something like that. But I think he made the right decision in taking the week off because he already knew where he stood.
Right, and if he wins this week, then it'll definitely be the right decision. And like we talked about, was he 4 or 5 shots back? 4 or 5 shots back in a 4-round tournament isn't a whole lot. So perhaps he did make the right decision. We'll obviously see on a Monday. Again, it's a Friday to Monday tournament, just like the old tournaments at TPC Boston used to be. So we'll see. I thought it was going to hurt him more than I thought it was going to hurt him more because some people were projecting him to fall to possibly like 6th. But obviously, he's only 4 or 5 shots back, whatever it is. You just gave the rundown, but that's not a lot. And especially with Dustin Johnson in the lead, you never know. He could be back in the tournament by the end of round 1, depending on how the course plays. And also, I think one thing to keep in mind too is, I think you have to give really all sports. I mean, every sport, every league, except for baseball. I refuse to give baseball credit. But other than that, you got to give all sports credit for or sports leagues anyway, for coming back out of the coronavirus shutdown and getting things going again and getting things on TV and fixing it up to make it look good. So I think as this PGA Tour season comes to an end and the next one begins, I do think it's worth just giving the PGA Tour, and again all sports as well, NBA, NHL, credit for coming back and making the effort to come back and getting to a point where it is pretty legit. I mean, the games are pretty legit, the golf is pretty legit, and so just maybe give a thought on that, and as we wrap up this PGA Tour season.
Yeah. On your note about not giving baseball any props, I will not give the NBA an ounce of props. That's just my choice. I will give them props on the zero coronavirus test, as well as the NHL and the bubble. That's the only thing I will give the NBA props for. They have had thousands and thousands and thousands of tests, and not one damn person has come back positive. That's impressive. The teammates, the players, they're all doing their jobs. They're staying home. They're staying in their, wherever they're supposed to be. They're not being idiots and, going outside the bubble and stuff like that. That I will give credit to. The PGA is a little more tough, as well as the MLB, because they're always traveling all the time. And not for nothing, the PGA, what was there, only like 5, maybe 6 total tests, positive tests? I mean, that's pretty impressive for a traveling sport, don't you think?
Yeah. No, no, it was they had a bunch of tests, not a bunch, but early on they had a few tests. I think they ended up getting up to
Mm,
7, but either way, it doesn't matter.
mm,
Then
yeah.
I think they got up to 7, but either way, that's not the point. But yeah, no, I mean, I think they've done a great job. Obviously, the golf is legit. I think it's better without fans because now these guys, if they hit a bad shot, the ball's not going to bounce off a fan's head and go back into the fairway. It's going to keep going.
Mm,
Now, a lot of times they don't hit many bad shots, so you don't really notice it. But so I thought it's been good. Obviously, you have to adjust to the fan with no fan noise and no celebrating or anything like that. But I thought it's been really interesting. I think Winged Foot's going to be really interesting with no fans and the place being wide open. And Winged Foot's a tough course as it is. And so yeah, I just think it's going to be. I just think all leagues have done a good job. I know your NBA thing is more of a political take than anything else, but we're not going to get into that because that's not the show.
mm.
Um, but generally speaking, I think all sports, other than baseball, have done a great job of getting back and getting something on television. And I know the Celtics are on right now, so perhaps people are watching that. Joel Bassett, thank you for watching. Hope that all is well with you. All right, last few minutes. I know you have a big betting segment to get to. This week is different because we can actually bet from the start. And so I know we're excited about that. Rich is going to get into, but real quick, just please keep in mind, and it's important to note, and maybe you can reinforce, but please keep in mind there's a shot difference for the players starting out. Dustin Johnson's out of the 2-shot lead, so on and so forth. So obviously, keep that in mind when you're placing bets. That it's not everybody starting at even. I just feel like that's an important thing to note for those that are unaware because it is a different format. I mean, they did it last year, but it's still relatively new. So with that in mind, and again, you can reinforce, but with that in mind, betting. What do you think this week? Who do you like? Who's your favorite? Who's the underdog? Do you have a sleeper? And where are you putting your money on this week?
Yeah, so I did a little research before we went on the air. I have a crap ton of numbers
Hey,
here, so
wow!
I'm not gonna go
Congratulations.
over. I have a crap ton of numbers here. I'm not gonna go over them all. I'm gonna send them to Joe, and he might put a little something together, as far as an article or something like that, or just maybe like a straight up list. But yeah, I have a ton of stuff on here. So favorite, my favorite is probably Rom. He's played his absolute ass off pretty much since he's been in the bubble, but I mean, pretty much since we came back from the break. But he's really turned it on the past month or so, 3-4 weeks. Rom in my eyes is probably the favorite. Sleeper. I mean, I don't know if you call Rory much of a sleeper because of it's Rory, but
Mhm.
an actual sleeper. I think I'm gonna go with Morikawa. Morikawa's been playing he's been playing his ass off again. He's a supremely good ball striker. Um, and he's a great putter. He's just got a good all around game, and I think East Lake would fits his game actually really well. Um, sneaky sleeper. I wouldn't be surprised if Finau moves up into the top. Maybe I'd say I'd give Finau a top 5 this week, even though he does tend to crap his pants a lot on the weekend. But yeah, so Rom is my sleeper at plus 300. Um, Rory is my I'm sorry, Rom is my favorite at plus 300. Sorry, Rory, I do like Rory too, coming from three under, 7 shots back. I do like him too. Um, but yeah, Morikawa, man, he's his numbers from a betting standpoint look awesome. Um, we're looking at a plus 2,000 bet. That's 10 to win $200. That's such a great. I think that's a great value. And that's that. I'm putting him. That's where some of my money's going to go this week. Um, and like I said, look for Finau. I think Finau gets a top 5 finish. In the once the end of Sunday comes.
So you're picking Finau to finish top 5. You have Morikawa as a
Mm-hmm.
sleeper at plus. You said plus 2,200 or whatever it was, and he obviously just
Yep,
won
plus
the
2,200, and yeah.
PGA Championship, and And obviously, for those that read my article the day after the PGA Championship, he played in Rhode Island at the Northeast Amateur back in 2017. He won the whole thing over at Wannamoisa. So certainly a local favorite there. To be fair, Dustin Johnson also played in the Northeast Amateur as well. But anyways, that's not where I was going with this. But so you said John Rahm is your favorite. Obviously he's one of the top guys. So I can't imagine the odds or the betting odds are favor you in that situation, right? I mean that he's two shots back. He's got to be.
It's different in golf though. It's different in golf though because it's a single sport. It's not a team sport. The odds are always going to be almost always. I'm saying like 95%. They're always going to be plus, which is a good thing for a bettor because you're obviously not taking a hit on what you're putting out. But yeah, DJ's sitting at plus 200. Rahm's sitting at 300. JT's at 550. Webb Simpson's at 800. Colin, like we said, plus 2,000. That's I don't know that's a superstar bet right there. I love that at plus 2,000. That's what I'm probably going to sink a little bit of dough into. Bryson's plus 2,200. Matsuyama's plus 2,800. That's pretty good too. Because Matsuyama can play. He's a great ball striker. And he's very good around the green. And Rory's sitting there at plus 2,200 as well. So I might actually do a split. I might actually put a little action on Matsuyama and Rory at the same time. Just to have two horses in the game. See what I did there, Kentucky Derby weekend.
Yes.
But yeah,
good work.
But yeah, that's about it. Like I said, I have a crap ton of information on this paper that I'm going to send Joe, and maybe maybe we can put something together for later on tonight. It's just a lot. There's a lot of numbers that I just don't want to bore you with, but that's my overview as far as the betting corner. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's kind of disappointing that the actual season's coming to an end, but we have two majors coming in the next 2 months, so month and a half, 2 months. So we got that to look forward to. Like I said, Masters is like I told you, Masters is on my birthday week, which is awesome, and it'll probably never ever happen again. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right, so real quick, here's a quick question I got for you regarding betting. I'm going to put you on the spot, so I'll admit it. No, it's not rehearsed. If you had to pick, and I don't know how many players are there, if you had to pick one player to put money on, not whatever amount you decide, doesn't matter. If you had to pick one player sitting at even par to put money on to possibly storm the course and win this week. Now I don't even know who the players are offhand. So one and if there's more than 4 even par, you can pick 2 players if you want. But if you had to pick one player sitting at even par,
let me see. Hang on.
To storm the course this week and make a run at it, who would you go with?
All right, so we have 5 guys at even par right now. You got Cameron.
Right, so if you want to pick 2, go ahead.
Okay, all right. So we got 5 guys. We got Cameron Smith, Victor Hovland, Mackenzie Hughes, Cameron Champ, and Billy Horschel. Oh man, I'd probably take Hovland because that's my boy. I like Victor Hovland. I like Hovland and probably Horschel. I don't really know enough about the other guys. The Cameron Smith, Mackenzie Hughes, and Cameron Champ. Although Cameron Champ was a winner he was actually a winner before the break. This year. So I'd probably take Hovland and Horschel. I didn't even realize that only 5 guys were sitting at even. That's crazy. I keep forgetting that it's only top 30. That's crazy. But yeah, I'd pick Hovland and Horschel for that.
All right. There you go. Fair enough. There are your best. That was the betting corner.
That was good.
Thank you. I try to ask good questions. Sometimes I ask stupid ones, but I try to ask good ones. So that is the betting corner. That is Rich Capali. I hope everyone has a great Labor Day weekend. Enjoy your golf. Enjoy the Tour Championship. We'll have coverage of it throughout the weekend. Like I said, I will talk to Rich off the air. We'll figure out best way to do a betting article for you. I probably will just cut up this video Well, one of the things I'll do is just cut up this video and post it separately tomorrow, or for tomorrow. It'll be up early in the morning, so you have plenty of time to get to the casino or get to your app, whatever you're going to do. So thanks to everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for the support all season as we look to just get better every week, both here on the show and on the website. And for those curious, the Celtics are up 61-53 in the third quarter, and I know everyone wants to get back to that. So, Rich, thanks for joining us this week. Thanks for playing today, and I will be in contact in a little while to figure out what the best way to do the betting stuff is. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Joel Brissett for watching. Thanks Ed DiMartino for watching. Thanks Myra for watching. Dave Ray, Jeff Agonia, Steve Figliola. I hope I pronounced the name right. I probably didn't. But that's okay. Rick Capali, Caitlin Allen, and my mother. Thanks everyone for watching. We will talk to you over the weekend. We'll have some content one way or the other on the Tour Championship. We'll see what happens. Enjoy the golf. Enjoy the Kentucky Derby. And we will talk to you. We'll talk to you online over the weekend. We will talk to you on the Golf Dudes podcast next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Goodbye, everybody.